Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising for 2021. So I bought this hat because I was drawn to it, because we had recently had Halloween and one of the flatmates moved out and he's had a psychic ability like I did, but mine was a lot stronger and he was very threatening. So I kind of said to him, you know what? Yeah, if the shoe fits or if the hat fits, might as well wear it. There's my hat. There's my witch's hat. And I cursed him because he deserved it. He was threatening and abusive and had issues and I don't know, mental health. But there's no need to carry on like he did. And so, yeah, I just went, you know what? You deserve every bad karmic thing that can happen to you. So he called me a witch. And I went, well, you know what? If the shoe fits, there's the hat. So that's to the regards to that. So I pulled today, this is for Capricorn, I got the downloads, which is basically crystalline pure thought. And you can buy these from Rainbow Runner. The deck I'm using is the Doreen Virtue by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, the Fairy Tarot deck. And I'm also using the Enchanted map by Colette-Baron-Reid. It's that one there. And the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid. So I picked up the crystal because this is pure crystalline thought. This is getting downloads or information from source. See how she's got the crystal on top of her head? It's pure, it's divinely given to her. And that's what that card represents. You're getting downloads about the future things that will be coming to pass. A contractual agreement, maybe signing a lease or offer of employment, a marriage license, a driver's license. Pure crystalline thought is slowing down energy in cooler months, remaining indoors, calm before the storm, positive outcomes and being objective. And then we've got crossing that is the Ten of Swords. There's that one there. Now the Ten of Swords speaks about a resolution, an end of, I guess, a soul tie, an end of a contract. So I don't know, worst case scenario, you've served your sentence, you've been imprisoned, you've been removed from society, and now you've paid back your dues. So now you can walk away from this place, this group of people, or the situation, and let go and cut ties. So it's like not turning back, setting off on your own journey. And in the past, you've got the King of Cups. It's that one there. This can represent a person who is a Pisces, Scorpio or Cancer, someone who was an excellent partner and parent, a peacemaker involved with arts and culture, someone you can completely trust and well versed in matters of the heart. They know the virtues of compassion and understanding, a rich inner life, high integrity in relationships and a little intense. They could have been through a tough childhood and are very protective of you and the rest of the family. Then you have the High Priestess, which is recent past. It's talking about knowing your guides, your intuition, listening to your witchy self if you happen to have these abilities. Careful discernment before taking action. Important visions, spiritual insights are real, 100% accurate, and long walks in nature will help your psychic abilities to calm down. So maybe in the past your senses were heightened, and you listen to a hunch or a gut feeling based on feeling rather than based on factual. And that's the right way to go for you. Then you've got crowning you the Prince of Pentacles. And the Prince of Pentacles has got the rose quartz crystal. And the reason I picked it is because it represents love. And Taurus is basically ruled by Venus as the rising planet. So you've got someone around who's younger than you. They may be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or heavily starred in their chart. You may have several moons in those signs. They're meticulous, they're picky, they're younger, they have multiple plans and backup plans, and they're watching out for you. That's what it's saying. And then you've got in the future card, I've pulled the citron, it's a little tiny citron, which is good luck, and I pulled the sun, which represents the best card to get in the zodiac, or in any type of tarot card. It talks about plans working out in the future. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards and gratitude for the blessings of life. It's the sun. So it says here, gratitude, public recognition, a return to health in your face. Turn your face to the sun. Embrace the blessings offered to you. Toot your own horn. respect and public recognition. So you may be publicly recognised for your work with either spiritual work or just in your, I guess, your job where you might be in the public eye, you might be on a stage or on a platform. It's talking about either being a singer or an actor, because we've also pulled the King of Wands, which is the Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy. So I pulled the Tiger's Eye for that. So there's two lots of Leo energy there. Well, you may have it aspected in your chart, because I've also got the cheetah on the Oracle card. So this person, he could be an actor that's around you. Their leadership skills are needed. They're an unexpected supporter of your cause. They could be in the acting world, on stage as a singer, but they're in the public eye. And that's what that talks about there. And I didn't write that. Oh, there we go. Yes, I did. They will like to be the centre of attention. They're bold. They're charismatic. They're the life of the party. They're fun. They like to be the centre of attention, and they have a high attention to detail. And then you've got the Four of Swords. This is talking about needing to maybe sleep more, rest more, meditate, go for walks in nature to calm your farm, swimming, dancing, reading, drawing, fishing, performing, singing, recovering from an illness, or counteracting stress with time out away from people and places and things. So you may need a lot of alone time to recoup. A Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus is around you. That's this one here. So if you're male, you may have a female counterpart that is your same, either sun, moon, or rising as a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo around you. If you're male, you might be seeking out a partner that is got the same ideas and, I guess, the same sort of perks and qualities in their personality. It says here that they are reliable, they're charming, they're upbeat, they like to learn, they're mischievous, they have a mischievous streak to them, they're responsible, they take longer than usual to get into the real world, and they think or overthink things. So they tend to be an overthinker. The higher knowledge is now available to you. So maybe you've come through some sort of spiritual advancement or awakening, or you've ascended spiritually. And so maybe that happened in the recent past, so that you're getting more crystalline, direct source information before it even enters your sphere. Esoterically, you may get it as in a sleep download, like I was just saying before. You've got the Ace of Swords, so you may come through in a dream pattern, on the astral plane, before it arrives to you on the physical plane. And don't forget, we've just come out of Scorpio season, and we've just come out of Halloween. So Scorpio season is also, the veil is the thinnest at that time of the year. So the dead can come through, give you messages from beyond, ancestral messages, so passed down generational abilities, I guess, if you call it that. Some people may have had these abilities since they were little and didn't actually realise they were an ability. Like, I think I read on one channel, I think it was Amethyst Light, and she talks about Nostradamus having the ability to scry. And scrying is an old form of divination where you look into a crystal ball, or you look into a bowl of water and you see images that are there that no one else can see. And that's called scrying, and that's what Nostradamus did when he was predicting future events. And it's funny because I've done that ever since I was a little girl, only I used to scry with the clouds, because we'd go outside and I'd find pictures in the clouds when I was little, because my grandfather taught me to do it with his beer. We'd go to the pub and get a beer, and the beer, I would make out pictures in the beer, and he would say that they were messages. And my grandmother used to give me tea leaves to read, and she'd ask me what was in the tea leaves, and that was her training for me to scry. So there's different types of scrying, but I never knew I had that ability till recently. And so sometimes these things are hidden from us, or we don't even know we possess these abilities, and they come to light later on when someone might remind you of something. Like, I ran into a friend when I've known her since I was 3, and I had a memory. It just sort of came to me about ballet shoes. I said, "Did you ever do ballet?" And she said, "Yes, I did." "You did it with me as well." And it was at the YWCA, which is next to the preschool we went to together. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know." I said, "I don't remember." She's like, "Yeah, you and I said, "Oh, that's right. I used to pick Darlene as being the best ballerina, and she'd pick me." She said, "That's right." And it's a memory that I didn't even know I had, but I had obviously stored it way back. And what had sparked it was just the way she was standing. She was doing a pose like a ballerina as she walks. She walked like a ballerina, and we got onto the subject, and it was funny. And yeah, so it's just interesting. There's different expressions that will come through from someone that might remind you of something or a past memory. And it was just a really nice past memory that I got from that. So I also pulled the Bone Collector. There you go. The Bone Collector talks about, again, visiting the past. So maybe someone in your past was a parent, Cancer, Pisces, Cancer, Pisces and Scorpio, or Scorpio might have been a great-grandmother who is coming through to you very strongly because this is her season, her month. My grandmother was a Scorpion. I think she was born the 15th of November, and I've been talking about the ancestors we have, which is related to the church where the founding fathers in Newcastle. And my great-great-grandfather Henry was ordained as a minister for the Tabernacle Church in Newcastle. And it's funny how I happened to go to the preschool across the road. My great-great-grandmother was Sarah Hardiman, who was a Sunday school teacher. So it's just interesting that we've got that teaching background in our gene pool, and we've got the ministry in the background, and my children's father was a minister of health. So there's that religious background that we have the common ground in, I guess. So it's interesting. And I just thought it'd be nice that they know their heritage, because I'm getting older and I want them to, maybe talk about that to their children one day. So it's something to be proud of, to get a letter from the Queen to say you're ordained as the chief deacon of the church. They had to move from Cessnock to Wickham, and they lived in Railway Street. So that was a big deal back then, because they were 4 children, 4 boys, and they went on to having children of their own. And one of those children was called Tobias. It's named after a sacred book called the Sacred Book of Toby. I think it's Toby. And there's also a sacred book of Kells, which I'm named after, so I'm protected. It's named after an actual book that lives in a church, in a monastery in Dublin. And it's in a special tower that's called a Kell. And that's how they called the book of Kell. And it's been written in, and it's just kind of disgusting, but it was made from baby cow's hide, and it was also inscribed with gold and silver. So it's actually a magical book, and the ink they used was from like turquoise. You couldn't get turquoise back then. I don't know where they got the ink from to make that book. It must have come from France, because it was blue. There's blue ink, and a lot of the drawings look very, I guess, Middle Eastern. But then I guess, like we've got lots of influences, so it's just interesting. So we've got here Bone Collector. I think there's some sort of kilt. Yeah, a kilt that's called Kelly. The Kelly. It's a Scottish kilt. So we may have Scottish back in our ancestry as well. 2-1. Bone Collector. When the Bone Collector appears, she's asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. When we're hurt, when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt, we accept a particular version of the truth that sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception or a limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticised. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She's kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding from your childhood, and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You're freeing yourself. Maybe you're going through a healing of sorts. You may be working on yourself through psychology, psychotherapy, and you're getting through to the very crux of the problem or the nature of the problem. And therefore, since you've cracked that open and you've healed from that, and you know it's a childhood memory, a childhood trauma, you are moving beyond that now, and you're coming out the other end. And you're reclaiming everything you believe you lack. The Bone Collector is your inner resource. It's as if what you need, and you'll find you'll have it after all. Anything is possible with awareness. The wounds of the past need not define you. So that's a really good card to get. So that means you've moved on. You've moved forward out of that situation or that trauma. And then we've got here the 16. I like this card. It's one of my favourites. It's called Rescue. Maybe you've rescued yourself, or you might be rescued by getting a job or a person or a place, but there's a rescue. You are always safe and secure and free to be you. Asking for help is not easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You only need to ask and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the Divine and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. So if you feel safe within yourself, then you don't necessarily have to feel unsafe around other people because you've got that security in your being, your wellness. If you feel threatened in a place, then you should move from it. And that's what it's saying. Find your safety, find your rescue. You can rescue yourself. 40 is the co-create card. And this is to do with the wisdom of the oracle. And I got creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, and manifestation. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day through your thoughts, your feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you have to consider that you do so in partnership with Spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever you name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with the higher source. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. That's really nice because you would not see these two as being friendly, an owl and a cat, but they somehow come together and create something beautiful, which was the egg. So that's like an intention. Connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you would never have come onto by yourself. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. Flashes of inspiration give rise to great success when you receive this message. You are at your most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself will lead to the fruition of your dreams. Remember that all your ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with Spirit, and the potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. So that's a really good message. You're going to get ideas, or you'll be led to what you're supposed to go to through Spirit. And then you've got a message in a bottle. So a message may come through. A good message. Positive. Communication, a sign, a Cleon, the ancient name of a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by or a logo on a truck and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say the right thing that will give you the answers to your query. Today your message is this: Spirit hears you and the reply is favourable. You can expect someone to favour you with positive news. This could be the form of a letter, a phone call, or an email. You're the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. So that's a really good reading for Capricorn. I hope this has helped someone out there, and till next time.